and this is it. This is why last week when I recorded my bear video, I was absolutely in the worst of worst moods. We were talking about going to Harrow, and one person overheard Barrow, and we stepped into an absolute shitstorm. Now, let's not kid ourselves, this isn't actually the hardest instance, but we kind of stopped running in our rotations for our weeklies. So we kind of switched out all our attack mids and all our high morale gear for just pure stats so we could look cooler. Pretty obvious straight off the bat that we were getting the shit kicked out of us. Some of these explosions hit like fucking trains. Break decided to go on his bear just kind of because of the power drains, which was actually a brilliant idea. And as you can see, I get my ass kicked by that power drain without noticing it a couple of times. So we kind of figured out how we're going to handle the whites and the bone piles. So we kind of did it the slow and steady way instead of running straight at the bone pile, and kind of try to buy them out and kind of kill all the mobs that they spawn.
John just trying to trigger all the spike traps at once.
Triggered.
Are you seeing the pile bones moving back?
Yeah. I found really weird. Did I tell this to you? Where I find the bear attacks will just knock things back. It was happening in Harrowing the other day. Okay, which of you heathens popped a mastery scroll and only a mastery scroll?
Yeah.
It's like you had to ask who it was. And so we got to boss 1, and as you can see, my trade line is absolutely stuffed up to pieces. I think anybody who's not a retard can see that I don't have perfect ending on my toolbar, and I hadn't actually played Blue Minstrel, even though it's supposed to be my main this patch around, in so long that I actually felt like I hadn't played the class in months. But luckily for us, we've got some really solid tanks and DPS. There's still a few things about this run, even though I've watched this fight a couple of times around, that I'm still trying to figure out what the sack happened. I don't even know how I let Break die in this one. It looked like I wasn't putting nearly enough HPS though, because obviously I just wasn't really paying that much attention that I should have been paying. Like everything's off cooldown when he drops, but unfortunately for him, apparently I'm a really crap minstrel at the moment. We stacked up on the stairs because we just kind of wanted to avoid, I think it's a shatter or whatever it's called, down on the bottom. We've done this fight a couple of times where if you stand in a certain way and you work certain kind of like rotations, you can actually avoid like that Ravager that walked up the stairs. I'm not really 100% sure how he did it, but we've done it a couple of times where you pretty much only fight one ad, so it just kind of takes the heat out of the fight a bit and stuff. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we had a champ with us, and I don't know if he was red or yellow. I'm assuming he's actually red because we went into the mindset that we might only fight 1 or 2 ads. And the fight went okay, but flipping out, I feel like I had an absolute mare of a time. Mostly with these fights, you know, okay, there's that massive hit in the beginning. And so if you kind of go in with, you know, making sure everybody has, you know, Inspire Fellows and just a couple of mids with SOS, you'll generally be fine. You can always throw in the shields. I know if you wipe and you run in for the second time, I don't know if it changed, but it used to be an absolute like crap show of how much damage he does. So it could be a bit of a bugger. Generally, we actually kind of, like I said before, we ran into this instance by accident because I think Jarrow was saying, hey, let's do Harrow, and Break heard Barrow, so we launched Barrow and we went in, and then we just got too stubborn to leave. Like I said, we definitely went built for the mids to do tactical fighting and all of this, and I've been messing around so much with my yellow minstrel that I've actually kind of haven't played blue minstrel in quite a while, but I definitely wasn't going to play yellow here. We actually tried it on the trash pulls, and I didn't want to show you the death. It was very silly stuff. As you can see here, it's just a lot of damage. Break is actually bloody good on his bear tank, but there's so much damage output on bears, and they just don't have that like oh shit skills that guards and captains have. That yeah, I was really struggling to actually keep him up at some points. Just that jogging rotation. I definitely feel that bear tanks work well with the RK healers, just that damage reduction and just the sheer amount of HPS they can output. I mean, my bear tank, which is no means perfect, is running a lot of just like really like item level 400 gear, and it's got like half a more morale already. And I think if I upgrade all my gear, I'd probably be able to get more morale than a Cappy. I think at this point I was trying to check his debuffs just to see what the hell I was doing wrong. Obviously, I think it's mostly because my anthems have dropped off, but apparently I'm a knob and I don't notice these things. Oh, there we go. Now I'm putting them on. Well done. Well done. Yes, when you watch these videos afterwards, you always think to yourself, how the hell do I play this game and people actually not think I'm a complete useless person? But yeah, we cracked on. We put out a bit of fighting. And yeah, you'll see him die in a bit. Still can't figure it out. Looked like it must have been about like a 240k hit. What the sack was that? And then the freaking champ goes and holds the boss for so long, and it feels like the champ was easier to heal. I don't know what the hell. But anyway. And while I've got you here, I might as well just talk about a few things that you might have seen in this fight. Firstly, obviously I'm just missing the power debuffs on the floor. The pedals, I don't know if it's dropped from a corpse or whatever. But obviously I was just oblivious to it. That, and also Minstrels at the moment have received quite a good buff to their call to a ROM, or whatever the other one's called, I can't remember. So you can see I've got it traded, and basically it's gone up to over the 220 mark, or around the 220 mark, K mitigation reduction for light. So yeah, I think any good Minstrel should trade it, you know, even in the healing line. It will get resisted quite often. I mean, we're not freaking RKs with tons of finesse. Or Loremasters, but even if it procs semi-decently, it's pretty much the same level now as like the Loremaster's Ancient Craft and all of this. So even if you're doing a three man with a Hunter, the Hunter's going to be doing so much more DPS with it. So after that, we had a bit of a crap time clearing all the mobs below us, but it's one of those things. And so we started to clear trash to boss 2, where instantly we realized how crap this instance is. We died a lot. One-shotters. Yeah, I freaking get silenced and I can't get Triumphant Spirit out in time, and we got pummeled. And instantly we vowed never to come here again. Not unless we get raid armor and cap mitts.
By the way, it doesn't seem like it's spawning anymore.
Bring the power burns to us, Blake.
I'm recording it.
So break is on. Oh, hang on, Dewey, check this out.
Huh?
I think Jack's gonna stream it for you.
Check this out.
Okay. Oh god, how do I change stream? There we go. Oh my god.
Get this, bro.
Break, go push into the spikes. Push into the spikes.
So we chugged on. There's only one thing to do when you're this far with knee deep and shit. It's just to have a bit of fun. And so we let break, kill the bone pile. The more you fight him, like his armor peels off. So like as you beat him
So he's
down,
like stripping for you as you beat him down.
exactly.
Whoa.
Okay, that was a 320k hit.
Oh!
Oh, shitballs. And so we obviously realized again that our mitigations were absolutely crap, and we have just haven't stepped into freaking Barrows and filth for so long. We haven't really bothered with tack mitts in so long. It took us quite a while to just rearrange our gear. And I just want to applaud Jarrah on the dedication. If you check his tooltips, he has everything under the sun. He's got a defense tome. He bought the tack mitt out of the perk store. He honestly committed to the cause. And when it comes to a fight like this, just in general, it's kind of like your old school Court of Saragos, where there's going to basically be a attack explosion every now and then. So as the Minstrel, your job is basically just Anthem of Composure, Inspire Fellows, for that damage reduction, the mitts. And then also another thing to not forget to do is don't forget to actually stack the SOSs, the Soliloquies of the Spirit, on yourself and the DPS, because you guys are the ones with lower mitts. The tank will generally survive and be fine unless, it's a guard and they've got, Shield Brother or something. Shield Brother. Gosh. Shield Wall, that's the one. Generally then, if that's the case, what you want to do is you basically just want to make sure that you as the healer and the DPS will survive. Obviously the tank generally would just have higher mitts. So if you can see here, we're just basically going to rotate those, especially on Jarrah and me, and make sure we can survive the AoE blast. And then it's basically just a race to make sure you heal each other up in time. I would suggest also is, I don't do it all the time here, but what I would try to do is make sure that I've got Call of Iwith and Inspire Fellows for one of them, and then Drive and Spirit for the other, because obviously you can't have them for every single one. And that basically makes sure that you can have some sort of like a larger AoE heal as soon as it happens, and then from there you can just individually work your way up. And now for Jarrah's dedication, I'm going to play his song to make sure that he gets enough DPS to finish this race off.
Show me what you're all about. I got wasted learning how to let it out. I can't take it. Kiss me with the lips of doubt. Please don't fake it, fake it.